Okay. Okay, good to go. So we did it. We're here at the Aemeath banner. Normally, I don't record till like the next day because the updates take forever. Uh, but I'm here. Uh, we're finally here on the update day. We'll be pulling for her. All the people who, for one, I got a lot of crap on my tier list because people complained that like I was ranting about Chisa, like that she should have been higher. People, I'll take the L on the fact that people were saying that Chisa is like a a minuscule amount, like a small increase over Rover on the Cardathia Chacona team. I'll submit that yes, it would be dumb to pull her for that team because of how small an increase she is. But first of all, I didn't pull her for the Chacona Cardathia team. I pulled her for Cardathia certainly, but I pulled her because of her kit. Like, I don't understand how people can look at a character who gives out like a 36% defense shred when the game has been like giving us conservative defense shreds. Let's see. Does she have it? No, she doesn't. Yeah, ignores 8% defense shred. Anyway, the point being is that like I pulled Chisa on her future value and the fact that right now I could use her with um what's her name? With Cardathia. The point the main point was that Cardathia needs non-attack based buffs to be more effective. Chisa gives out every buff that Chisa gives out is not attack based. 24% attribute damage bonus plus there's all kinds of nonsense here, but basically Threat of Bane. Here we go. When Threat of Bane is applied, they get 18% defense shred, and then where is it? The I have to look for it. But the negative status effect. Blah. Threat of Bane. Anyway, the Havoc Bane, here it is. Havoc Bane does 2% defense shred per stack, and it stacks up to 6 times when you're using her. So 6 times 2 is 12. So it's like 30% defense shred. Anyway, the point being is that, yes, like I said, if you're looking at only like, if you're just, this is why I hate spreadsheets, because people don't, like, pay attention. If you're just looking at only whatever, but now that Aemeath is here, I have a little bit of validation for the fact that I pulled Chisa and Chisa's probably going to go up on the tier list. And I get the feeling she's probably going to go up a little higher later on when we start seeing that yes, defense shred is in fact valuable. But I don't know. Like I said, we'll start off. I already have Chisa. I already have Lupa. We're gonna pull Chisa and her, or we're gonna pull Aemeath and her weapon. I don't know how close I am to pity on these things. I think I'm like 50 on this banner. It'd be nice if the Zenless one, like if it was like the Zenless one where it shows you how many pulls you have. Like I said, I don't know if I would still recommend. Like, I agree with a lot of those people who were saying that about Chisa specifically, just because, like I said, pulling a unit now for future value is just stupid in most gotcha games. In Epic Seven or older games like that, when you're doing like RPG stuff, like where there's more units, like what is it? Chaos Zone Zero? No, CZN. Chaos Zero Nightmare. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, some of the more popular ones, like those are okay to summon because you get so many resources, and the idea is to pull most of the like the standard banner units, and then like they'll have like a limited like an Epic Seven. There was the Moonlight units and all that stuff, right? Those were like okay, you have to like you'll get half of those, but the main standard banner units that they release every so often, you could more or less get all of them. But the point was, it's like okay, when you're seeing where the meta shifting again. The other reason I pulled her was because obviously we can see the meta shifting towards um, status effects and all that stuff. I don't really know how she works, so don't ask me. I have no idea how she works. I'm sure she uses the fire because fire got its own little status effect. She uses that and all that stuff. I saw the animations. I like the animations. I think she's pretty cool. And again, the thing that's encouraging me to pull the most here is just the fact that I have Chisa and I have Lene, who apparently is like the best team with her. So if I have that team set up, may as well just pull for her. Probably I should wait till later when I have more resources to like guarantee her. But we're just gonna pull her here, see if we get her early, see if she comes early or not. Um, like I said, I have Lupa already. Uh, I don't know how good the team is, but I'm pretty sure like a Chisa, Lupa, and Aemeath team is also pretty strong. The fact that Lene just came out, obviously she's not going to be on this banner, so they gave us the next best thing and gave us Lupa. But if you have Lene, then there you go. I'm gonna pull for her weapon probably just because she's the main attacker, so it's kind of necessary. Not necessary, but you know what I mean. Like you want to have her full package and her full like damage potential. Obviously, I already have Chisa's weapon and I have Lupa's weapon. We do have these, so I'm probably gonna pull these first because I need this weapon for Calcharo, even though Calcharo sucks. Like, okay, Calcharo got a huge boost. If you're running Calcharo and you're basically like wheelchairing him around with Lene and Shorekeeper, yes, obviously Calcharo can do something. But you know what I mean? It's like at that point you're dumping like your best units on him. So I don't know. That's just the way I'm like. Said I like Calcharo, so it'd be nice to get his weapon. This is. And we didn't get anything. I think I'm close. I should be close. We only have 9 of these, so I'm just gonna go one at a time. There was this event that came out here. I'm sorry, I'm just like distracting us from whatever. This happened, and I forgot what the other one was. There's some other kind of like special little event that gave me like 10 resonator things. I don't know where it is anymore though. Anyway, the point was it was just funny to me because it's like it just points out what a no life you are because it's like, oh, you've been playing this game for you've been logging in for I think it was like 400 and something days, which means I've been logging in for more than a year, which I didn't think my account was that old, but apparently it has been. I can't find it anymore. Where is it? It was some kind of event thing that was like, oh, here's a bunch of free stuff for logging in every day or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Moonlit Path. It's not this. This is something else. This is like you spend. This is like the spending event from the thing that Zenless had a while ago. I think like the more you spend, the more you get like a bunch of these unlocks. But I don't care. This would be pretty interesting. If I were to spend money, I'm not gonna spend any more money on this game because I'm already on my way out to some degree. But if I were to spend money, I think I don't know who I would get from this. Here's the other problem because for one, I have an S2 Shorekeeper, so I don't need this Shorekeeper. I mean, I guess another copy wouldn't hurt, but like I don't care. I don't like Jinshi, and I don't like whatever her name is, the spin to win lady. I don't really like either of those. So this banner is or this little free thing is just completely discouraging to me. I'll have to go one at a time here, I guess. I would like to do just 10 pulls, but I'm one off. Anyway, the point being is that there was like some special thing where it's like, oh, you've logged in this many times, you've summoned this many characters, and all this other stuff. Oh, there it is, finally. Okay. This is guaranteed. The weapon banner is always guaranteed, so. Not only that, but that gives me. I now have 360, so I can buy a merge. I don't think like I'm like we may not get Aemeath in this summoning session, but the point is we have enough time that like I'll get the resources to get her. So she's eventually gonna be on this account. The question is, will I get her on this first whatever? So we're just gonna dive right in here. So close. But anyway, I don't know. I want to save that oscillated coral. I think that's what it's called. What is it? Afterglow coral. I want to save this for merges, specifically for Augusta or Cardathea. Depending on how much I end up liking Aemeath, I may use it on her, depending on how strong she is. Like yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But for now, we're just going to work on summoning her. Like I said, I think I have enough. I don't remember how deep I am into the pity for this, but yeah. We got this guy again. The 4 stars are always garbage. They don't make any good new 4 stars. I guess Bu Ling wasn't too bad, but still, it's not really. I guess I can just keep summoning them. It doesn't really matter. The luck isn't looking like it's on our side, guys. I think 48 gives you what? That's 30 summons. So I have 30 plus the 17 I was given, so I have 47, almost 50. I think I have 50. My pity was 50 before I started. I think it was around there. But yeah, we'll see. Again, and also, I don't have a guaranteed. I have a 50-50, so if we miss, we miss. But I think, like I said, eventually I'll get her. I think we have plenty of time and a lot of, there's a lot of events, all the stuff that they added will probably get us to where we want to be. But let's see. Oh, there it is. Let's see. Come on. I don't want to keep summoning. What is this, 5 or 6? Come on. No! It be Your own fellas, man. My boy Calcharo, he gave me the L. Which I mean, whatever. It's like it's better than getting what's his name? Like Ling Yang or something even worse. It be your own bros, man. We still have some summons, so I'm just gonna throw them in there. I mean, why not? May as well. Nothing. So we got the first pity. Do I have? I don't have enough for the next one. So, should I just pull for the weapon? Do a 10 pull? I can check. You guys, it doesn't let you guys see this for some reason. I don't know why. It's like a separate launcher. The weapon's even worse. The weapon is I've got like 20 summons on it. We'll just throw a 10 pull in here. It'd be really sad to get her weapon and not. I don't even know what her weapon does. Like I literally I have not looked into Aemeath deeper than like a few things people have told me and like her animations. And I thought the animations were pretty cool. Crit rates, that's pretty good. 24 could be higher, but whatever. 24 all attribute res damage by 12. So this is pretty good for. That's a pretty good upgrade for most people. Let's see. When inflicting Tune Rupture, Shifting, or Fusion Burst, which I think has to do with her. What is it? Her. Like her status effect thing with the fire. Resonance Liberation damage ignores 32% of defense. And the fusion res. That's ridiculous. What is this at max? 64% defense shred. See, this is what I mean. 32% defense shred plus Shisa gives out like another 30 or I don't know how I got to 36 because right now I'm calculating it and it's 18 because 6 stacks of the Havoc Bane. Because she normally Havoc Bane goes up to 3. She can get up to 6. So 6 stacks for 2% defense shred is 12. And then she has her outro skill, which hits 18% defense shred, so it's about 30. So you end up with 60% defense shred on her liberation damage. Which, theoretically, right, I think she's supposed to be kind of like Yixing Wang, where she's like in her ult state most of the time, and most of the damage she does is ult damage. So that's whatever. Let's just send this. I don't have high hopes for this, I got 2 5-stars at least. Not that these matter. What does this do? Attack energy. So it is what it is. We'll be saving this up, and hopefully you'll see Aemeath on this channel at some point. Again, we got 3 weeks. We gotta buckle down, get all our stuff together. Let's go look here. We got 3. Yes, confirm. This is something I hate about this game. It'll make you open this. Like when I went to collect this, like every 10, like I think when you reach like either this one or this one, I think. I can't remember fully, but when you like reach these milestones, it'll throw up the insider channel at you, be like, oh, maybe you should buy this. It's like, oh, thanks. It's annoying how intrusive it is. Let's just go toss. What merge do I even have on him? Am I on 2 or 3? I'm barely on 2. Calcharo intro. She has slightly more intro damage. Awesome. This is the one you want. You want this one. It's still not going to be amazing, but I think this combined with this, I can finally not use this because this weapon. One of the problems with this weapon is it kills his rotation because when you swap into him, you have to use 3 resonance skills and then use the heavy attack to get his passive resonance skill buff, right? So you have to do all that. And then you can unleash his ult to get all the buffs from this, plus his passive buffs. And then by then, the outro skill from Yinlin or whoever, or Lene, is already kind of running out at that point. So the main thing is when you run this and Lene, even just this by itself, if you're running, what's her name, like with Yinlin, it's still better than this. Because for one, this is only attack in the substat, and you have crit damage here. I will say, though, it kind of does kill his aesthetic a little bit. It's just like, look at this giant, like... It just doesn't look. I don't know. It looks like he's holding a giant crayon, basically. Unfortunately, that means I do have to change his build, which is not too bad. Oh, I already did change it because what I did have before was this. I really liked this piece, but in preparation for this, because I knew I was going to get his weapon eventually, I was getting close to it already. I went to go get this. I was farming a little bit, nothing crazy, and I got this. Again, it's not great, but whatever. It's got crit rate on a crit rate piece. So I've got 60 crit rate. I usually run him because he needs to be wheelchaired so hard. I usually run him with Shorekeeper, so he's got about 72% crit chance. And then she gives out 25, so more crit damage. Ideally, you want more crit chance off of him, especially if you're running such a high crit damage weapon. But I think I have the. I think I'm hitting the max. I think everything has crit rate on it. Yeah, so everything has crit rate. So now we're gonna get like it would be a waste of echo whatever and stamina to try to get his crit rate higher because now I have to get crit rate. Not only do I have to get crit rate on all the pieces going forward, I have to get high crit rolls, which is like that's just a rabbit hole you don't want to go down because it takes too long and it's just a waste of time. But this is as good as he's gonna be for a while. Anyway, the point being is like I use Kalchar for fun most of the time anyway. Like he's not here for any serious content. See if I can. Hopefully, I have enough of these things. I have not been farming. I haven't pre-farmed for this, or Lene or anything. So I'm gonna be. Let's see, auto supplement. Do I have? I have these little green boxes. I should be saving these for not Lene, Aemeath. I should be saving all these for Aemeath, but whatever. Aemeath and her weapon, but I forgot how many I have. Like as you can see there. I have a bunch of this stuff. There's just nothing upgraded. And a lot of times I don't even pull for certain weapons on certain characters because they're not useful. I only have 8 of those. Well, we'll finish upgrading this later. I think that's everything for now. Just a little bit of a rant on Chisa and all that stuff. But like I said, even if the point being that like even if you miss Chisa the first time, she's here. Now, the question is, does anybody really have enough to pity Aemeath and then Chisa and then Aemeath's weapon and then you know what I mean? Like a lot of people were saying you could go without her weapon, which I don't necessarily disagree with. It's like it's not the best thing in the world, but 36% crit chance on her. The thing is, Chisa doesn't do all that much damage anyway, so it's not like that big a deal that you're losing it. The real thing that you're missing out on is you're missing out on the 24% all attribute damage bonus. But 24% damage bonus isn't that big a deal, especially if you're running Lene on this team. So out of everyone here, this team is decently cheap because if you pulled for Lene and you run her on this team, obviously Lene's weapon is better on her, but you can run Lene on the Emerald of Genesis weapon, whatever it is. I forgot what it's called. You could run her on Static Mist. Again, it's not great, but at least Aemeath scales off of attack percentage, so that's pretty good. And then you get all of Lene's buffs. So the fact that you're missing the 24% damage buff from Chisa's weapon, it's not that big a deal. So, like I said, hypothetically, this team isn't that expensive because you pull for a Lene copy, which most people did because everybody's hyped her to the moon, even though I didn't think she deserved it. You pull for Chisa if you want to. I mean, you didn't even have to use Chisa. You could use like anybody else, but Chisa, probably makes it a little more comfortable, a little more, just more optimal. And then you run, and then you pull her, and then ideally you pull for her weapon. So it's like a 4-cost team right there, which I don't think is too bad. I guess the other thing I want to see, let's go take a look at her first. I don't know how she works, so I might not understand what this is saying, but in instant response, heavy attack, whatever, this probably has to do with a thing. 300% crit damage. And she has like enemy pulling, which if you're running her on a Chisa team, how useful is that? Because Chisa already does that with her little chainsaw ability. But that's just an observation on this beginning part. In a state that meets all the following conditions, she gains brilliance. So if she's out of combat, not performing a heavy attack or whatever, or doing all this stuff. So when she meets these 2 conditions, so before she has to be out of combat and all this, and then she'll get this thing, this brilliance. So instant brilliance means she gets, I'm sure this has to do with her resonance liberation or something. So she inherits all these whatever effects, which we'll find out what they do later. My gosh, look at this. Look at this. What is this? You see why I don't read any of this? Oh my gosh, look at this. And resonance mode, tune rupture or fusion burst from Aemeath defeats a target affected rupture trail. Oh my gosh. Look at this. I have no reading comprehension. I don't care about what any of this is saying. Look at all these like buzzwords. Sealed trail. So tune rupture and fusion, the highest stack count. So she inflicts her own little debuff, so she keeps that stack around. So what, this helps keep uptime on her stacks between waves. So I'm assuming this is like a whimpering wastes. This is beneficial for whimpering wastes. If we damage the target, immediately inflicts the targets with the recorded stacks of. Okay, so it'll record how many stacks someone has of her debuff, and then I'm assuming when that one goes away or something, her next skill will inflict that on whoever comes next. So yeah, it's just to keep up the stacks. Yeah, max the rupture this end sealed. And then there's just a bunch of stuff that has to do with her abilities, which I don't fully understand her kit yet, so I can't really. I'm assuming this has to do with her resonance or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, usually one of the things with what's it called with the resonance chains, it's like how comfortable is she to play, and what does she feel like she's missing? You know.
Pretty cool, right?
The damage player resonance skill. Her resonance skills increased by 100%. Resonance skill. She has a follow-up resonance skill, and she has another freaking wall of text. My gosh, I'm assuming these resonance chains are going to be really powerful, considering how much like stuff they're just trying to shove in here. Um, Two rupture damage triggered by resonance skill duet hit the target. Higher damage multiplier for the tune rupture. And resonance skill ends up doing more damage, stacking up to 10 times. So not only does she get 100%, 100% double, this basically increasing about 100% means you're doubling it. So not only is she doubling it here, doubling this, and she's doubling this, whatever those are, she's also getting another thing that stacks up to make it double again. I don't know, this probably affects something different because resonance skill seraphic duet isn't here. Oh, here's encore. So she has two different ones. While in resonance mode. My gosh, man. A 400% damage multiplier increase. I don't know why I'm reading all this. It doesn't really matter because I don't know how her kit works. And another 15% damage multiplier. I'm very curious. Like I said, these look at this. They're all getting out of hand. Oh, this one's short. Oh no, it's not. Never mind. Yeah, these are. What does this one do? Skill duet. Meteoridians, resonance skill, sync strike, resonance skill, seraphic duet. There you go. Everybody on the team, if you go 4 deep into her, you'll give everyone on your team 20% all attribute damage buff. Which, I mean, you know, whatever. Like Chisa, like again, I'm assuming we're running this on a Chisa Lene team because they're like the best ones. Lene and Chisa don't do all that much damage anyway. I mean, it's not zero. They don't do no damage, but it's just not something you want to focus on. But anyway, that's it for today. I just wanted to get this video out because for once I'm here to pull I'm a little late, maybe an hour after the update came out, but for once I'm within the time frame of I pulled the same day. So yeah, eventually, like I said, you guys will see. You guys will probably see her on the channel. I'll be using her here and there. I don't know if I'm gonna be using. I don't know how I'm gonna be pulling for the next guy. I usually don't pull for dudes. Not that I'm against it. Out of all the dudes to pull, this next guy looks pretty interesting, so I might pull if I figure out how to see. Let's see. Do announcements. Can you guys see this? No, you guys can't see the announcements. Well, the guy that comes after her looks pretty interesting. He's got like a giant scythe. I'm usually a scythe guy. Plus, again, I'm pretty sure he's a Spectro user, which is important for me just because right now I have Zani, for those of you who know this channel. But I don't have Phoebe, and Zani without Phoebe is like incredibly disappointing. Obviously her build could be better, so you know, for anybody who wants to like talk crap about the build, here it is. Again, the build could be better, I'm not denying that, but like I'm just not motivated to build her. Just because without Zani, without Phoebe, she's just like so lackluster. It's just that the difference is like with Cardathea and Shakona, Cardathea still works. Everything she does from a gameplay standpoint, she does without Chacona. It's just with Chacona, the numbers are higher. That's the only difference. You just have bigger numbers. With Zani, you literally can't play her comfortably because you don't get to use her full ult. You get half an ult without Phoebe, which, whatever. Like, yeah, imagine if when you go into Cardathea and you don't have Chacona, imagine her little forte bar at the bottom, the upgraded forte bar. That only you can only use half of that, and then your liberation does half damage at the end when you use the like heaven splitting whatever. Like imagine that, like that would suck, right? So the fact that you can still do that with Cardathea without Chacona, again, your numbers are lower by a huge margin, but like I don't care about the numbers specifically. And you guys have seen me clear all the content using Chisa and Frolova on that team anyway, so it's not like you can make up the numbers elsewhere, but you can't make up like with Zani. You can't make up the spectral frazzle stacks with anyone else yet. I'm still waiting. Hopefully they make another character to support her, but I'm almost giving up on her, and kind of want to see what this new character does. See if there's anything like if he's as reliant. I think they're probably gonna stop like. Not that they're going to, but like you know what I mean. Like I think they learned from Zani. Like that's a stupid idea to be locking like physical actions behind a paywall like that. So we're probably not going to see that. And I don't, like I said, I don't know what that guy's kit does, but just from what it looked like, he was a spectral user, and like I said, I might. But I think Aemeath is probably going to tap me out because, like I said, I have to go summon for her and her weapon. I already lost a 50-50, which puts you way behind the curve. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about 50-50s on the weapons or 75-25s as Zenless does. I don't know. I think I've lost like one or two weapon banners on Zenless. Here, obviously, you can lose them, so that's fine. I just have to grind out again. In 3 weeks, it's actually kind of concerning. Like I said, they've given us enough things that I should be able to, but I have to get what another pity here. I'm at um, I'm basically starting from the beginning, so I'm at 80 summons. I have to get what 9600. So 9600 or 96,000. No, 96,000 sounds too much. Anyway, point being that it's going to be a while before we get there. So you guys will probably see me summon like 10 at a time. So maybe I'll gain a few asteroids, and then in the next video you'll see me do 10, and then in the next video 10. So it'll be kind of disparate just because like there's no really no point to save it. You want to get her as soon as possible. So yeah, I've tried to end this video a couple times already. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.